So, Lone Rider here, and I wanted to talk about the Spyderco Endura. Now, up until this point, the only other knife I had that was really comparable was the Byrd CaraCara. And these are very similar knives. The Byrd line is a budget offering from Spyderco. Uh, the main difference, aside from the shape of the hole in the blade, is the steel. These are made with, see if you can see that there. These are made with HCR13 MOV steel. May not be focusing. Um, and they're made in China. Now that said, overall the fit and finish is excellent. The back spacers, excuse the notches, I put that texturing on there because the smooth stainless steel finish doesn't give a lot of grip, but everything fits smoothly. The back spacer, the fit and finish on this is excellent. The lockup is excellent, and it even has some features that the Delica and the Enduras do not. Like for example, this one has an actual groove to put your finger on, whereas with these you just kind of have to improvise and use that spot that's there, but not really shaped for it. Now, these do come with FRN handle scales, so they actually, I just happen to get the stainless steel model, but the normal ones do look more like this. But you'll notice another difference aside from the steel and the country of origin. You know, this is, if you ignore the difference in the handle scales, this one is from China, and it's with HCR13 MOV. This is with VG10 steel, and it's made in Japan. But you also notice the grind is different. This is a full flat grind, which is typical of most of Spyderco's knives now, and typical of many of the Byrd series knives. And this is a hollow ground blade. And one of the things the hollow ground blade gives you is a very, very thick spine for vastly more of its length. So put this away. Oh, I did want to talk about one thing. People often rip on steels like HCR13 MOV, which are budget steels. I use this a lot when I first got it, including for some food prep, cutting up watermelons, things like that. All I ever did was rinse the blade off with water and dry it, and I've never had a rust or corrosion problem, and it's still really sharp. So, you know, maybe it just depends on who processes and treats the steel. You know, maybe some companies do it better than others. You know, what the initial edge is like as far as, you know, retention. I honestly don't know, but I never had a problem with this in terms of using it, in terms of cutting with it. The only real problem I had with this knife is the clip. Most of the 3 screws that hold on the pocket clip are stripped. So while this was sold as having a multi-position pocket clip, just like almost all the Spyderco knives, you see the other holes where you should be able to put it. I could not get this off. So one of the reasons I don't really use this one that much anymore is because I'm basically left-handed, and this is for the wrong, you know, you carry it like this and you gotta flip it over. Whereas, generally speaking, I'll have the pocket clip on the other side of the knife, like you can see there. It's a small thing, but if the knife's going to be sold with a 4-position pocket clip and you can't change the position, as far as I'm concerned, that's not cool. So that's the only problem with that. Now, when I got the Endura, like I said, the only other knife I had that was comparable to it was the Byrd CaraCara, and you'll notice the length is almost identical, and the handle size is very similar. And really, the only difference, aside from the construction of the handle and the blade steel, is the grind. And one of the reasons I wanted this particular one is because a full flat grind gives you a very nice, slicey, thin blade. I've been very familiar with that for a while. All my Spydercos have it, really. What I have never really had was a Spyderco with a different type of blade grind. So I specifically got this one because I figured, since it's a bigger knife, why not have a more robust blade? And I've been very pleased so far. There's not much I have to say about this, except if you like the Delica, get one of these. It's essentially just a slightly bigger Delica. But if you're getting one, consider getting one with the hollow ground blade. It's not going to be as good a slicer, but it's certainly going to be really, really solid. Not that the hollow ground, I mean not that the flat ground isn't solid. I've had, like I said, all the Spydercos I've had up until now have been full flat ground, and they're totally solid. I haven't really had any problems with them, especially in terms of the blades. But if you do want one that's a little more robust, this definitely gives you the edge in that department. No pun intended. And I like it. I'm going to be honest. This is one of my new faves. So um, just a little bit about the Endura with the hollow ground blade, and they do offer one with the full flat grind, but you can still find these too. So just something to consider. It does add a little bit of weight, but the knife's already so light, especially with the FRN handle scales. I mean, there's not really much to complain about there. So, Lone Rider, out.